Hey there guys, this is Craig, the owner of Cardinal Communications, and I hope you're having a great Friday thus far. It is Labor Day weekend, so I hope that you got some big plans, and if you do, I'd love to hear what they are in the comments section. You might have friends and family coming into town, you might be having a barbecue, you might be going on a beach, or you just might be doing some Netflix binging. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear what that's going on in your Labor Day weekend. On my part here, I'm going to continue the series of minimizing our stupid, and I'm going to take us back in time to 1997. Now, back then, the technology and the dot-coms were making money hand over fist. There was a ton of money being made in that sector. And there was a company that fell within that sector, and I'm not going to say their name yet, that almost went bankrupt. So you have a company that's in a sector that's making a ton of money, but that company's about to go bankrupt. However, 21 years later, that same company made history. It made history by crossing the $1 trillion capitalization on the stock market. And of course, the company I'm talking about is Apple. In the early to mid 1990s, the board of directors of Apple decided to terminate Steve Jobs as the chief executive officer. They terminated him from the company that he founded and built up until that point. There's a lot of speculation as to why they terminated him. But when they saw the company going bankrupt in 1997, in the middle of a time when there was a lot of success being made in that sector, they brought him back. And at that point, and since then, Steve Jobs is famous for saying, do not hire smart people and then tell them how to do their job. So my speculation is the board of directors was probably telling Steve Jobs how to do his job. And you know what that led to? A lot of frustration, a lot of arguments, and almost an ultimate failure. But because they were about to lose a ton of money, they brought Steve Jobs back and let him take the reins again. Steve Jobs hired a bunch of people that are smart people. He made decisions, and he is singularly credited for putting Apple on the trajectory to reach that $1 trillion market capitalization. And for those of you out there who like the numbers, that is nearly $50 billion of growth every year on average. Most companies are not even worth $50 billion total, let alone growing at that kind of rate year over year on average. So my question to you is, you have some jobs or tasks or projects that you want done, but you're not a professional in that field. You also want success. So were you hiring smart people to do a job and then telling them how to do that job? Can you imagine if you were a business owner, you hire a CPA to help you with your tax preparation and ultimately filing your taxes, and you walk into their office and you say, look, I don't want to pay any taxes, so I don't care what you do, but you need to make it that I don't pay taxes. I want you to do this, that, and the third to make me not have to pay any taxes. That CPA is going to laugh at you and kick you out. And if they take you on as a client and do that, they're doing something illegal. You're going to end up having a failure. If I walked into the dojo where I take martial arts lessons from Sensei Andy Watford, a 10th degree black belt who's been doing martial arts for over 50 years, and I tell him, this is how I want you to teach me martial arts, he should really roundhouse kick me out of his dojo and never let me come back in. Because a non-professional telling a smart professional how to do their job is going to lead to failure. And so in my case, you know, there's a lot of folks out there who do personal Facebook, personal LinkedIn, personal Instagram, personal YouTube. Y'all do things personally. You're sharing your kids' photos, you're sharing your vacation photos, and this weekend you might even share what you're doing over the Labor Day weekend. And so, because you're intimately familiar with how those platforms work from a personal perspective, you think that you're also familiar with how they work from a professional perspective. But there is a whole lot of knowledge that goes into how to make sure marketing is done in a professional way and in a successful way that you may not understand. And so tomorrow I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk about minimizing our stupid specifically from a marketing standpoint. I'm going to hopefully provide the knowledge you need to understand how these algorithms work and why sometimes we might do things that make it seem like we may not know what we're doing, but where there's actually a method to our madness behind the scenes. And so I hope that you'll come on tomorrow and watch that, or at least bookmark it and watch it at some point after your Labor Day weekend is over. Of course, you can get that as a one-on-one for me if you do a consultation. And you can reach me at cardinalcomms.com. You can go to facebook.com/cardinalcomms and click book now. You can do a direct message here on LinkedIn or comment on this post. Give me a call at 706-828-1680 or send me an email at info@cardinalcomms.com. Again, I hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your time together with your family, friends, or your Netflix. And I'll see you here tomorrow or sometime next week. Take care.